That's it.
Great. And what about you, Brenner? Please introduce yourself.
Hello, guys. Good evening. I'm Brenna. I'm 27. I'm from Rio de Janeiro, the city. I'm a software developer. I work with IT since 2019. Um, I live alone. I don't have any children or pets. And in my free time, I enjoy practicing physical activities, sports, and things like that.
Great. And what about reading? Do you like to read?
I used to do it more in the past. I was kind of nerd when I was younger, but nowadays it's rare, picking a book and reading it. So I used to do it more in the past.
Great. And what kind of books do you use it to read?
Mainly fantasy books, I enjoyed a lot to uh, play role-playing games and watching series like Game of Thrones, and so fantasy books in general.
Great. About me, I will introduce myself because every time I just forgot it. My name is Leo. I am 30 years old. Sometimes it's still strange to talk that I'm 30. Yes. I was born in Belém do Pará. Today I'm living in Montreal, but I used to live in São Paulo. And I have a master degree in system information. Today I still work with technology. And basically, it's this. I also love Beyonce. I love to listen music, and I spend a lot of time in my day listening to Beyonce. So there's no surprise when Beyonce is my top one of the year in Spotify. And I also like to read books. I use it to read the books when I go into to the school. So I use the time to at the subway to read. But at home, it's kind of complicated to read because I do not have so much time. So I basically use the time at the subway and when I go to the bed. So before sleep, I use it to read. Um, and Juliana, do you have any daily reading daily routine or no?
Uh, I don't think so. Uh, it depends a lot. Some days I read, other days I don't read. I think I don't have a routine about reading. I am trying to have the routine to read the Bible before sleep too. But I am trying build this routine. But in general, I don't have a specific routine about reading. When I want to read, I go and read. I don't have a specific one yet.
Okay. What about you, Brenner?
Um, as I said, I don't have uh, I, I'm not reading well often anymore. Time is one of the reasons, but when I used to read it before sleeping on the bed. Uh, and I was that kind of reader that when I was interested in a book, I passed all day reading, until the end. So it was not healthy.
Yeah, I I have never done that actually, but I totally understand you. I'm a kind of person who likes to read piece by piece of the book. So I try to enjoy to have the feeling of the book. So I'm not the kind of person who reads it the entire book in at once. So this is not part of me. But guys, one interesting thing that I think here is that we are basically here practice or speaking and or listening skills. But do you use it to practice your reading and the writing skills, Rene?
I tried sometimes actually, but it's so much difficult because I enjoy fantasy books, and fantasy books in English are terrible to read, you know, a lot of difficult words, a lot of uh terms. So but I didn't give up. I will try again. Don't know which book I'm gonna pick, but I will try. It's difficult, but I expect that one day it become easier.
Take your time. That's okay. And what about you, Juliana? Do you use it to practice your writing and reading skills in English?
I also don't do it often. About writing, I don't do it, and I have some problems when I go write some words because I don't know how to write the right way, because I don't practice it, but I know it's important because I usually study a lot of things. So when I go study English, I usually study uh, conversation, listening the conversation, and I try learn about new words, vocabulary, and kind of I don't have so much time to study writer, and reading. But sometimes I try read something because, for example, like I said before, I really like to read manga. So sometimes I try read some manga again that I already read in Portuguese. So I try read it in English. So, but it's so hard sometimes because there are a lot of words that I don't know yet. So I begin reading and I think it's better if I give up, because it's hard. I begin reading and I don't know a lot of words, so I just give up and go read in Portuguese.
Yeah, and this is strange because I don't know you all, but I study in a traditional school, in an English traditional school. So I use it to read, to write, and I almost never practice um, the speech fluence. So now it's basically changed the model of using English. Now I basically listen and talk, but I almost never write or read something. Uh, and guys, still talk of reading. Do you have a particular kind of device that you like to use to read these things? Your notebook, a Kindle, a physical book. Which kind of device do you use it to read, Juliano?
Uh, I used to read it just using my phone, my cell phone, or my notebook. Uh, I I like to read, but I don't like to read book yet. I already tried, but I don't know. When I am reading books, my brain, I lost the concentration. So fast. So maybe I need uh get used to this kind of content. So I just use my cell phone and my computer to read the manhwas. I'm open here, begin read, and that's it. But I think maybe it's important I buy some manhwas, but in the book version, because I think it's a good way to leave from the screens, in general. Because I think I spend a lot of time in front of computer and cell phone.
I don't know, but do you have a specific manga that you use it to read?
Yes, manga, I really like Vagabond. You know, I think
What?
is the manga is Vagabond. You don't know?
No.
It's very interesting. This one. It's about samurai. The name is strange, I know, but uh, it's very good. It's about samurai, and the samurai uh, the name is Musahashi. Is based on a real samurai. It's very good.
Uh, yeah, I asked this because I don't know, but I think that there is a difference of time that they released a virtual version and a physical version of this kind of manga. So you you will need to wait for the physical version, but I don't know. And what about you, Brenda? Uh which kind of device do you use it to read? Your cell phone, notebook, Kindle, physical books?
Uh, if I would choose, it would be probably physical books because there's no distractions, that other device have. Like the smartphone, you have WhatsApp notifications all the time and things that distract you from the reading. So I would pick a physical book, but uh, I use my smartphone because it's cheaper, it's practical, so yeah, capitalism wins.
Yeah, I have to say that of course, if I could, I read the physical book, but today I use my Kindle because physical books, they um I need so much space today. So today I do not have this space anymore. So today I use my Kindle, and it's easier because um it's easy to travel to go to the school with it. So yeah, and I think that it's hard to come back to the physical book today to me. Um, and Brené, do you have a book that causes you a significant impact in your life?
Well, one of the few books that I've read that wasn't a fantasy book it's called All the Bright Places. It's a drama book, and uh, I guess Netflix made a movie recently, but I didn't watch it. Uh, and it had it had a significant impact of my life because when I read it, I was in a hard moment of my life, and reading the characters of the book made me think about a lot of things I was going through. So All the Bright Places, it's a good book.
I will search here. Just a second, guys. uh, and what about you, Juliana?
I really don't read books, so I'm gonna talk about a manga, and I'm gonna choose the same that I said before. I think uh, Vagabond was a manga that I had a good experience reading because there are a lot of good reflection moment that I could think and apply in my life. I could improve in some areas because this manga is about samurai, but it's about development, self-developing, things like that. And it's very good, and I could learn something and apply in my life. So I think this manga is very special for me.
Right. But is this your favorite manga, or it one was just that impact you the most?
I think it's the both. I have other mangas that I really like, but maybe Vagabond and Villain Saga is the best that I could read before because the book is about self-developing, have a lot of action, fantasy, and this is something that I really like to read, fight, action, fantasy, and I could learn other things too about reflection, self-development. So that's it.
Great. And what about you, Brené? All the Bright Places is your favorite book as well?
No, no, it isn't. My favorite book is called The King Killer Chronicle. This is a fantasy book, and uh, it's a mix of Harry Potter and Game of Thrones, something like that, you know. It's a story of a character, and I don't know how to explain, but it's a very good book.
I will not say what comes in my mind. Um, okay, I think that to me, my the book that impacts me the most is um a thousand splendid a thousand splendid suns. This is I think this is one of my favorite books in life because it's incredible. I really love this book. It makes me cry a lot, but I love it. And the book that I like the most, this is a hard to me. Um, I really don't know, guys. uh, but I think maybe Harry Potter and the the Half-Blood Prince, I think. Um, Not because this is the best book of life, but the movie is horrible. So the book is amazing comparable compared to the movie. So I choose because of this. Um, and guys, do you have some criteria to choose the books you read? It comes from your heart, someone's suggestions. How do you use it to choose the books you read, or in the case, the manga you read, Juliano?
Um, I really like to read manhwas that have your genre about action, fantasy, something like that. So I do a filter there and try see some kind of manhwa that looks like this, And I open, see the resume there, and try read just the first chapter, and if I like, I go ahead. But that's it. I really look for action and fantasy. I don't like romance or drama. Horror, it's something good, but I think you don't have a lot of manhwas about horror. We have some kind of mangas about, but I never uh, read before. But maybe in the future.
Great. And what about you, Brenna?
Um, I enjoy books that not always have a happy ending, like there's a little bit of real life, like Game of Thrones, people dying and shit happening. So fantasy with a little bit of life.
Okay. Uh, and one other interesting question about books. Julian said that he doesn't like romance, and many other types of books. Uh, and I asked to you, what is your favorite book? But do you have an experience of reading a book it just hates this?
Me,
What?
me.
Yes.
Okay. Let me see. I Some book I hated. Uh, don't think so. Always when I am reading some book, I dive into it. I can capture some part of the story. I can enjoy more or less, but I've never hated some book.
And you read in just one day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What about you, Juliana? Do you have an experience of hate a book?
Yes, I can't remember their name right now, but it's mangas from romance because the environment is so slower. The things happen so slower, and I really like action. Fight, powers. Mages, magic, something like that. And when I read romance is very slower, just conversation, so I can't do it.
Yeah, I have to say that once I read a book that I hate so much that I don't even remember the name. But it wasn't a good experience because uh basically the name was I don't know how to say chamativo in English. uh, it was kind of persuasive, a persuasive name. So um, I I buy it, but I start to read and finish hating that book. But that's that's it. A bad experience with books happens. Okay, guys, and the cell phone just talk with me. It's far from me. I have no idea what happened here. Um, okay. Um, I forgot completely what I will ask you. I will follow the questions. It's better. Um, and oh, I remember. We are talking here about fantasy books, but you already read some book to help you, in your professional life, um, or in any other personal area like management or something else, Brene.
Yeah, I've read a book about habits, because I have some bad habits, and uh it was kind of clarifying in some aspects. It was a good book. The Power of Habits, something like that. I don't remember the name, but it was a good book.
I bought this book, but I don't read. What about you, Juliana?
About technical books, I never read. I just keep some names in my notes, but I never read. But I know there are some good books about it, and maybe in the future I gonna read. I don't know.
Okay. And guys, do you have some friendship that started because of books, like talking about Harry Potter or The Lord of Rings, something like that, Juliana?
Uh, when I began reading mangas, I have a friend that used to read too, and he tell a lot of good names, good mangas to me read, and I begin read, something like Vagabond or The Beginning After the End, so 11 the other names, and I could read, and we have a lot of content to talk, because about mangas every week have a new chapter to read, so we go read the new chapter and begin talk and talk and talk, a lot about the new chapters or other kind of manga. So it was very good.
Mm. Definitely. This is a good way to keep in touch with those people. And what about you, Brenna?
Um, what can I say? Actually, I've already had a web relationship because of books. I've already lived in another city because of books. I have friends from all around the country because of books. As I said, I was kind of nerd, and besides reading, I I used to play and write in role-playing games. So I've met a lot of people in those games, and it's a long story.
I have time. I'm completely prepared here.
Well, in those games, I've met a girl, and she was from Belo Horizonte. One day, uh, I decided to move there. I was younger. It was 10, 9, 8 years actually. And it didn't work with the girl, but this, I was the city was so wonderful, and so uh, people in Belo Horizonte is so different from people in Rio, and I loved the city, and even uh, the relationship didn't work. I decided to live there, and I stayed there 1 year. So yeah, it was a crazy experience.
Fantastic. It was the best history, definitely. Yeah, I have never made something like that, unfortunately, but you have a good history. Especially because I talk with about books with my aunts, so yeah, she is my best company to talk about books. She is one of my best friends. And every time that I read something new or she read something new, we just start to talk about it. Um, and guys, dun-dun-dun. I don't know. Okay. Um, Let me check the questions. Um, Juliano, what are the biggest challenges you face in maintaining a radio routine?
I think in the beginning, when I began to read mangas, I don't feel like to read, you know. I don't felt like fall like to read because I am not used to do it, so it was very new to me. So I needed used to this kind of content, this kind of different leisure, because I just watched a movie series or something like that. So in the beginning for me it was a little hard, you know. But I tried and tried because even that I didn't wanted to do it, but I really liked this kind of content, about fantasy, action. So I keep, and nowadays I like, to read.
Great. And Brenna, how do you think that you use it to return it to read more books?
Mm, don't know. Nowadays, time is a problem to me. Like uh, there's so much to do in my daily routine, keeping the house, working, studying English, practicing physical activities. So reading became uh, something that is not in the top of my priorities nowadays. But sometimes I pick a book, I read because uh, I enjoy doing it, you know, and I spend, I don't know, 2, 3. 4 days doing that until I finish uh, all the books of the I don't know the English word for saga, but and uh, after that, some months I don't read anything, and then I pick something, and the cycle continues.
I don't remember how to say saga.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, don't know. Um, yeah, about me, I have to say that I kind of like Kubernetes, so uh, for this reason that I use my time at the subway to read. Otherwise, in my home, I will not do that. I I'm completely concerned about it. So so I try to use this time to read something, and I try to prioritize it just this time of my day to read. Sometimes I like to use the cell phone and the subway, but I try to read. Otherwise, I will not do that. Um, okay. And Juliano, how do you think read can help you improve your focus and reduce daily distractions?
Uh, I think it's a process, you know. Reading can help a lot, developing focus and other kind of skills in general. For example, I could notice that when I begin read, I could improve some my focus and I could improve my I don't know this word in English, so I could improve my diction, something like that, because I could uh, pay attention more, give more focus in the tests, So it was very good and interesting to me, and I could learn about new words too in Portuguese, and I could improve a lot. I don't know, it's like a feeling, you know. I begin read and I could see the difference, but it's like a feeling. I had the feeling that I could learn, improve, but I don't know where I could really improve just in focus or some skills like diction.
Yeah. And there's a book that is named, I don't know the name in English. It's Foco Roubado. So basically, it talks about how the social media and the internet in general uh, are specialized on stealing our focus. So yeah, that I think this is one of the reasons that it's hard to read today because we do not have focus anymore to do this. What about you, Breno?
Um, it's something related what you said. Uh, Keeping ourselves far from social media nowadays is so difficult, you know. Our smartphone is always trying to to pick our attention or to make us use it, you know. So when I read, when I read a physical book, I I feel uh lighter, you know, like less stressed. Uh that feeling, I don't know how to express that feeling when we spend the all the day in our smartphone or in front of the TV, and at the end of the day you are so stressed, so overwhelmed, you know. And when I am reading a book, I don't feel that. So uh I don't know if I answered the question, but that's it.
Definitely, I totally agree with you. I was thinking about it because, for example, just like I also work with IT, and I spend the entire day in front of my notebook, in front of a second screen. So I can't relax anymore with one more screen, watching a TV series or watching a movie. This is this kind of relax do not work to me anymore just because of the screen. So to me, it it doesn't make me feel relaxed. It just makes me feel more exhausted. So it doesn't work to me anymore. I don't know if you feel the same.
The same. Yeah, for sure. And I practice physical activities because of that. It was tough because some months ago I had an injury on my knee, and I needed to undergo surgery. So I just started doing physical activities again this week. So I was a lot of months without doing that, and I was crazy, you know, because I stopped working and I had nothing to do as a hobby, you know, out of a screen. So yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. And what about you, Juliana? Do you feel the same? You said you read in your cell phone. This is something to me that I can imagine. It doesn't work to me.
Uh, so I think I spend a lot of time using my computer because the same place that I usually study, I usually used to read or do my leisure to watch a movie, to watch a series. So everything I do in my day is using some kind of advice, or my self device. So or my cell phone or is my computer. So sometimes I get a little tired about it, you know. So, but it's hard because I think the only thing that I usually do out of my computer is to go to the gym, you know. So I just have this moment where I can get out of my screens in general, you know. But I know I think it's important. I try find find out other ways to have leisure, you know, because when I was a kid, I used to play in the street, you know, with my friends, soccer, for example. And when I got home, I turned on my computer and did something, you know. But it was a balance. I think nowadays I spend a lot of time in front of screens, and I don't know, I am a little tired to do it, but I don't know. It's hard to work it out, you know, solve this kind of thing.
And this is impossible. We need to work, we need to use the cell phone, so it's impossible to stop this. Guys, one more question. Do you remember the person um that makes you start reading or gave you your first book or something like that? Basically, in my life, it was my aunt that uh she took me to I don't know how to say Feira do Livro in English. And it was an incredible experience to me. So since then, I started reading and books. So it was basically one of my first immersion in in the in a book club, something like that. So it was amazing to me. What about you, Juliana? Do you have a person that uh, basically helps you to start reading?
Yes, when I was in high school, I had some friends that used to talk a lot about manhwas mangas. So I always had the curiosity about this universe, this word about manhwas, But I just begin read manhwas in 2020, and it was in pandemic, and I was in third third collegial, so I didn't have the opportunity to talk with my friends face to face about it. Just seeing WhatsApp and that's it. But I don't didn't have the opportunity to talk face to face.
I got it. What about you, Plene?
Um, I've never thought about this question, and thinking right now, uh, I believe that the first book I've read was The King Killer Chronicle, and it was a friend of elementary school that lent me this book, and this is crazy that the first book that I've read in my life is my favorite one. So, and I've never thought about this. Uh, there is so much time. So, yeah, that's it.
Great. So, we have just one more minute. So, suggestions of books. My suggestion is A Thousand Splendid Suns, I would say. Brené,
The King Killer Chronicle. If you enjoy fantasy books,
The King Killer.
Chronicle.
Okay. What about you, Juliana?
About me, I would say Vagabond. I think it's very good. I gotta put in the chat for you guys.
Great. So, guys, that's it. Our time just finished. So, uh, we need to finish this conversation. But it was amazing talking with you all about books. And now I have more books to read or to buy and never read. Sometimes happens. That's it, guys. Have a great weekend and see you next Friday, okay? Stay well.
See you guys. Have a good one and a
Good
good
Bye
night.
weekend.
bye.
Bye bye.